Hello guys, welcome to Sky Infonet channel. Today I will explain about how to create RESTful web services with the help of Springboard with a Maven architecture style. Okay, let us start. So initially, to create a project structure, I am going to Spring Initializer website. For that, the URL is start.spring.io. We can create a Springboard project in both the ways. One is through IDEs, or else we can go to Spring Initializer and we can create our project structure. So when we are into this portal, we can provide it with some of the informations like project, in which language we want to create our projects, and what the dependencies required, what is the version of the Springboard project, and some project metadata we need to provide. Here I will start. I will give the group name as com.example.sky. Then the artifact will be Skynet. I will give for the time being. So by default, the Springboard project version will be 2.4.3 is there, so I will not change anything. So in the project is there, no, here is given with two options. One is a Maven project and another one is a Gradle project. For the time being, I will select a Maven project. Next, we want to add the packaging type. What type of the packaging we want? Either a jar or var. Jar is nothing but a web archive, and jar is a Java archives, and var is a web archives. So next, the Java versions will be need to given. Here we have 15, 11 and 8. So for the time being, I will select 8 because in my system Java 8 version is installed. So after that, here we go dependencies. Since we are creating a RESTful web services, I want some dependency related to the MVC architecture. For that, we need Spring Web. So here in this search box, we can type it Spring Web. Okay, see, build web including RESTful applications using a Spring MVC uses Apache Tomcat as default embedded containers. So the server inbuilt also available in that particular library. Once this much is done, I will click on generate. So what happens after adding all the dependencies and providing the metadata informations and the project structure? Once we click on that generate, a zip file will be being generated and it is downloaded into our local system. So it contains the project structure, so it will be easy for us, so we don't need to bother about structuring our project in the initial step. After downloading the zip file, I have imported that zip file, the extracted folder into my IDE. Here I am using Spring Tool Suite 4, STS4 in short. So here we can see our project structure with the different folders like main Java, main resource, and test Java, and folders related to JRE system libraries and Maven dependencies. And I will expand this. So when we create a project, automatically one application main class will be getting generated. This is the main class of this application. So we can see here this class is annotated with Springboard application. So we can run this class in two ways, either by right clicking here and run as Springboard application, or else we have a shortcut icon here, run button on the toolbar. In the both ways we can run this application. So my intention is to create a simple HTTP endpoints or APIs which will return a string welcome message as a response when we make a call of request. Okay, so here I will create one user related get message API. So let us see how we can create it. So for that, I will create one interface initially. User controller interface I have created, and I will add one abstract method which is returning me a line of code. So the return type will be string get details. Okay, so next I will create one class and I will implement that interface. when I implement this interface, we can see here in under the class name some red line will be coming. This is because we have some methods in interface and which is not implemented. So let us add those methods, add implementation, unimplemented methods. That is done. So soon after creating this our controller class, we should annotate this class with an annotation @REST controller. This is because the Spring has to get to know this class is of type REST controller. That's why we are annotating this class as @REST controller. During the initial project build phase, we have added a dependency Spring Web. Because of that, we are able to use this REST controller annotation. In case if we not add it, that dependencies, we won't get this annotation. Okay, so that is done. So this method should return me line of welcome message. So I'll write welcome sky. Okay, so I should call this, right? I should call this method, and for that we need a path. So in HTTP we have a different verbs like get, put, post, delete and patch, etc. So based on our scenarios or requirement or the purposes, we have to use an appropriate HTTP verbs. Since it is a fetching purpose, I am using @get mapping here, get mapping, and I am giving the value nothing but my path. So in the request we need to give some path, right? That is what we are mentioning here. I will give as get details. Okay, so this is done. So this is my path. In technical term, it is called as an HTTP endpoints. We are calling it as an API in general. So let us run this program. So I'll go here and I will right click and I run it as a Springboard application. By default, this application is running on the port 8080. We can see here the stack trace is displaying here. See, the Tomcat initialized with the port 8080 by default. Our application is started now, so we can make a REST call or HTTP request either by using our web browser or else by using our POSTMAN. So here I am using POSTMAN. So our method is of type get. So next our path, it is localhost, our port is 8080 / get details. I have sent a request, so we should get welcome sky as response. Correct now? Welcome sky is printing here. What we did, we have constructed our path get details of type get mapping, and in response it should return welcome sky as a greeting message. In POSTMAN we have selected get type, and our application is running on the port 8080 and the path is /get details. When you made a request, it is returning welcome sky as a response. Okay, so by default our application is running on port 8080. So what if I want to run with some other ports? Let us see. So I am stopping our application first and I am cleaning the project. So when you come to here src main resource, we have a property file application.property. Here we need to mention on which port we would like to run our application. So server.port is equal to 9090 I am giving because I would like to run my application on the port 9090. Let us restart this application and we'll see what happens and which port the application will run. See here, you can see here the messages. Again 1 minute, I'll clear the cache and I will rerun it again because some caches will be there, so that's why it is running again on that port 8080. See, now we can see here the Tomcat initialized with the port 9090 and our application is also started. Let us make a request. I will not change anything here and I am making a request. So let's see what will happen. You should give an error message, could not send request, because in 8080 nothing is running because we have changed our port. I will change our port to 9090 and make a request again and we'll get the response. See, welcome Sky, it is displaying here. So if you want to change our port into any other port other than the default one, we can mention inside the application.properties. In my next videos I will explain about the property files, what are the different commands we have and how to access that property values in our applications, throughout the applications, and what are the different ways of providing the properties. I mean this property file inside the application and external property values, how to use those and how to get those values and how to configure database and how to interact with the database with the SQL queries. All those things I will explain in my next video. Till then, happy coding. Thank you.